Alright, what's going on, guys? I figured I'd do a video real quick to kind of show off some new Silent Hill 2 FMV videos that I've created. I know Enhanced Edition as well as Angular Graphics have made their own and they're pretty good quality, but I figured they could be done a little bit better. I personally just wanted to see what I could do with Gigapixel AI and recreating some older game videos, and I actually pulled it off and it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just kind of show you the programs that I use to create these. I'm not going to get into a total tutorial about it. I'll save that for another video. But this is basically what I use. I use Hybrid, which is what changes the 30 frame per second videos to 60 frame per second. RAD Tools to convert the .avi files that I create into the .bik format so the game can read it. And I use this program here called Free Video or JPG Converter, which will actually take every frame from a video, put it into a folder so that I could use it in Gigapixel AI, upscale them, and then reconstruct the video with the older video's audio, export those so that I can actually bring it into this tool to finalize it. So that's pretty much what I do. I'm just going to show you real quick the recreated versions. I have 720p versions, I have 1080p and 1440p. Right now I'm just going to show you the 720p because they're pretty high quality. I haven't really noticed too much of an increase in quality with the 1080p versions, but I'll create them anyway. Maybe you'll be able to see a little bit more quality. I think mainly that's just going to be for different resolutions of gameplay. So if you play the game in 1080p, you'd probably want to use these versions. If you play it in 720, those are the versions you want. If you actually play it in 2K, again, without it stretching it too much to fit the screen, that's probably the only time you're really going to notice difference in quality, if any at all. So I'll play a few of these here real quick off of my desktop, and then I'm going to go into the game to show you how they play in the game, as well as showing you the frame rate in the upper right corner so you can actually see that the game is reading it as true 60 frames per second. And real quick before I start this, basically what Hybrid does, like I said before, it turns 30 frame per second files into 60, but it doesn't just add fake frames. What it does is it actually adds new frames, and it will merge two frames together the best to its ability as if it was being recorded in real time in 60 frames per second, so that when it actually plays back, it's a lot smoother. It's not just saying it's 60 frames per second. So to kind of give you an idea about that, I'm going to play this file right here because you're really going to be able to see the camera move, and you're going to see how smooth it looks. So that will actually show you what I mean about the videos being, I think it's called interpolated. Interpolated, I can't really say that word that well, but that's basically what that does, is it merges the frames. I'll try that one more time. So you can see that's pretty smooth, right? So I'll do another one here, and another way you can tell how smooth this is if you watch the original intro to Silent Hill 2 where he's in the bathroom looking in the mirror, watch how his fingers move. When you watch a 30 frame per second video, you're going to see it kind of jump. You know, it doesn't really seem like that at first, but when you watch it a few times versus this one, you're going to notice the difference. So watch his fingers in front of his face. Oh. See how smooth that was? So again, this is just recreating every single frame. Gigapixels, getting rid of the noisy artifacts and pixelation. This is just recreating the image. It's not taking the old images and enhancing them. It's actually recreating the entire image so that you can reconstruct the entire video file. Let me try another one that will probably look a lot better.
James.
Mary? Oh, Maria. It's you. I thought you were... Sorry. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life! You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I
Then
just...
stay with me. Don't ever leave me alone. You're supposed to take care of me. So, what about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but... she ran away.
We've got to find her.
There's another one there. I'll play one more to kind of give you a good idea of how this looks, and then I'll play them in game as well. My system's kind of lagging right now because Windows is trying to update, of course.
Not.
As soon as you're doing something, Microsoft thinks it's a great idea to update your computer.
Late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I?
So there's that. I mean, you can pretty much see the video's a lot smoother, but you'll also notice in some of those videos you'll see a little bit of a transition issue from one character to another, and that's easily remedied where if you look for the image that actually has the merging occurring between two different scenes, because this works the best with one straight through video without it transitioning back and forth. You will have issues if it does that too much, but just look for that one frame, and sometimes it might be two, and just get rid of them. As long as you're not deleting too many frames out of the video sequence, it's not going to throw it off enough where you'll notice that the lip syncing is out of sync with the audio. If that is the case, and that may happen if you delete them, then just go and recreate the video itself, put it back through hybrid, take a look at it again, you know, check them every single time before you go to the next step in the process, and then put it through Gigapixel and you should be fine. So that's that. That's basically how they look straight out of the folder. So let's see how this looks when we actually go in game. And you'll be able to tell. I'm going to show you, the first video I'll show you will be one I haven't remastered yet, and you'll see that it only does 30 frames per second. And then I'll show you the ones that I've done as they play in game.
James, honey,
You see the top right
did
corner,
something happen to you
30 frames per second.
after we got separated in that long hallway?
You can tell that there's a lot of noise and stuff because this is an older video, so even if I upscale all the images, it may still have a little bit of noise because that is a really low quality video. That's one of the videos that they put on for promotional purposes. Same thing with like these ones here. So let me show you again this one. You'll see in the upper right corner how it's 59, 60 frames per second. If it ever dips below that, that's just because of my system, but they are truly 60 frames. So as you can see, you see no pixelation artifacts. You don't see any squares or any compression artifacts. You might see, you know, lower quality and a little bit, a tiny bit of noise because of the quality of the video itself wasn't the greatest. But for the most part, Gigapixel will get rid of all that extra noise and pixelation and compression artifacts. Let's try this one here. Now it might be a little harder to see up in the top right corner. Again, it's saying 60 frames per second. I would advise anyone that's watching this on YouTube to make this full screen so you can see it. It may even compress it more because it's on YouTube.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Now, in some moments in that, especially after you said I'm kind of lost, you'll see some transitions. It looks like there's an extra frame or like an editing jitter that's going on. That's what I was talking about, where there may be one frame that kind of didn't blend properly. So you'll just have to find that frame, you know, delete it or edit it out, and you'll be fine because it's only going to be one frame. It won't mess with the audio syncing of the images or video file too much. Let's try this one here.
Oh, it's you.
This one you may notice a little bit more of jittering as well.
You! It was you, wasn't it?
Between
You're the one who
transitions.
stepped on my hand.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
Wait! How do you know Mary's name?
And again, I'll show you this one because this is probably the most noticeable to see the smooth transitioning, or at least the movement. So that's basically it. I mean, again, the ones I have to redo would probably be this one here. That one's pretty high quality because this is the enhanced edition version of the PC credits. I'm going to redo this one, and obviously the introduction. You'll have the trailer, 2001, 2002 trailer, the Silent Hill 3 trailer. Those are going to be a lot bigger, so those are going to take longer to do. But once I have all of these done, basically all it's going to really boil down to is upscaling them with Smart Upscale. And if worse comes to worse, if for some reason it doesn't look that good when I do it that way, I'll probably just redo all of the each frame again at a higher resolution. But that will take a lot longer. And again, if it doesn't look too good, I'm not going to really release those, because if it's not really a big deal, all it's going to do is take up more space and probably have issues with the playback. But we'll see. So anyway, that's what I've done. Hope you like what you saw, and I'm going to make a more of an in-depth tutorial on how to use all these programs, so that if you want to make videos for this game or any game that uses the Bink format, or any video format for that matter, you'll know how to do it and use Gigapixel in a way where it will actually work as intended. Now I want to make note that Gigapixel, or at least Topaz Labs, is making a Gigapixel AI just for videos. And that's going to work a little differently than just doing it frame by frame. But the beta version is already out. However, when I tried using that to do this, what I noticed was it dropped the quality of the final product a lot, and it actually made it look worse than it did before I started. So that's why I ended up doing it this way. But once they release that, and they get feedback from the community and they test it out a few times, they got to get it trained, they got to add new features here and there. Once it's of high quality and I try it out, if I like it, I'll make a video on it and recommend it to other people. Even if I don't like it, I'll still make a tutorial for it. But I'd probably still say that as long as you have pretty good quality video to work with to begin with, doing it frame by frame shouldn't be an issue. The only time that it's an issue is if there's a lot of detail and a lot of movement. That's what the new version of Gigapixel for videos is going to try to eliminate, because basically, in essence, what that's going to do is it's going to look ahead throughout the whole video at all the frames. It's going to calculate as much as it can ahead of time each frame and how it should look. Then it's going to edit each frame, upscale them, clean them up, and then make a final version of the video. So it's basically going to do everything that I've shown you basically what to do here, or if I've told you about, and it's going to do it for you instead of you having to do this yourself each step. That's really all it's going to do. And it may do it better, it may not, but from what I've noticed anyway, it doesn't do a good job. It really just kind of shows you in a small preview window, it looks a little better, but then when you actually look at the final product of the video, because you have no settings to really mess with yet, it looks like crap. So anyway, this is the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll put a link in the description for you guys to be able to download those videos. All I would do is back up your originals, take my videos, drag them into the either the data movie folder if you don't have enhanced edition, or if you do have the enhanced edition, go into the SH2E folder that will be created after installing that. Go into that movie folder and then drag my files into that, and it should work fine. The only thing you need to keep noted is that when you have captions on, they're going to run way too quickly on my versions, because the game is programmed to run 30 frames per second videos, and those captions depend on that to be able to activate and play over the videos in game. So when they go to 60 frames per second, they're going to play way too quickly through the video. So if you don't mind that, then there's no other issues with my videos. But if any of you know how to change that, let me know. I would love to know how to do that myself so I can edit my files. But I think that's in some of the game files somewhere. And I know that they depend on the frame rate of the video to activate properly. So whatever setting that is, if you can change that to 60 frames per second, it should play totally fine over my videos without an issue. So alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.